Call to order. At 12:09, sorry about that. Okay, let's go to the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Troy, ready, roll call?
Roberto Santos,
Present.
Hector Cortez,
Present.
Carlos Gordillo,
Present.
John Galo, Joel Benavides,
Present.
Beto Treviño, Jose González,
Present.
Elia Guevara.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's been a while.
So we got the last match for February 14th, and we're already in August, you know?
The last one was in February.
So approval of last minutes,
Yeah.
everybody review them, have a motion? Hector, motion, second?
Second. 14. Second the motion.
Okay. Ready? All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposition? No, so we're good to go. Any citizens' comments? No, citizens' comments, all right, so citizens are free to speak up, but nobody here that can comment, okay, staff reports.
All right, Mr. Chairman, we go to the first page where you see the graphs for the passenger report. Well, obviously, we had, on June, we already had the Allegiant flight to Los Angeles and one extra flight to Las Vegas. So you can see the numbers there picking up by almost 1,000 from previous month. But I mean, altogether, the trend looks like to be our best year yet so far. If the trend continues, which that's what we're currently seeing, with a 41% increase on the plane versus 2023, which so far 2023 was our best year. So, you know, it looked getting a better year this one. And on the plane, we also have an increase from prior years, so pretty much in line with what we're currently seeing with the migrants. Pretty much people going out and coming back. We just have like around 1,000 each month. 1,500 was our biggest month of migrants on the numbers. So you can see that pretty much on the trend of plane versus the plane. Moving on the cargo report. Well, obviously, 22 and 23 were exceptional years. I mean, we were so excited about those 2 years, but we didn't identify the trend back there. I mean, it was still, a lot of it had to do, that increase had to do to the COVID shortage and all the things that were happening around the world. So that's why you see a big jump on 2022 and then a decrease from 22 on 2023. Right now, we're actually going back to the numbers as the demand has stabilized worldwide. We're seeing the current trend. This is where we currently stand. So if you see prior years, we're still having an increase versus prior years, but obviously nothing compared to 22 and 23. Hopefully at some point in time we'll get back to those numbers with the natural growth that we're getting. But I mean, we should be around 650, 670 for this year. I mean, right now, July, as you've seen, it's an historical low month for the airport cargo, and that's what we're currently seeing right now. Slow, very slow on July, but again, that's against the worldwide trend right now. Auto parts, it's what we move the most here, so apparently all the lots everywhere, they're full, so they don't need very much inventory, so that's obviously reflecting on, or will be reflected on our July numbers if we have a meeting next month. We'll see. Or on December when we get to see those numbers, we'll see a decrease. But hopefully we continue the trend at 650, 670. That will be still our natural increase from prior years or normal years. So on the FIS operations, I'll turn it over to Dr. Schaffler so he can rely more on that information.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, building on what Mr. Sanchez mentioned, air cargo during July went down when you compare it to June, and this is during the last years it has been like that. The last year was 264 against 673 the month before. So that's probably the reason. And in the case of operations of carga in ANAM, it is also the same as last year, but it's not good. Air charter and taxi passengers, it's picking up. We had the best month in March with 57 arrivals, and now it's back to 33. That's the second best, well, the third best. Private passengers, 246 during July. It's a slight decrease from the flights in June, but it's still better than some of the other months. And the total passengers, it has decreased also, but very slightly. And total operations, this has gone down. We're around 14.5% in a month to date from last year. So that is something that all of these are flights that we are not just registering. And basically it's that. That's total passengers were more or less 12% down from last year, next month, and in the cargo, the total cargo, we're also down almost, well, not almost 43% a month to do. So that's the report.
So basically, our private operations are seeing a slight decrease altogether, but like I said, we'll continue to. San Antonio had some changes on the ruling for the use of the FIS, so that will probably help out a little bit because I think they now have to report their arrival 24 hours before. Well, here they have to do it a couple of hours before, so they can just arrive here. And also, we have seen some picking up that traffic from San Antonio, so hopefully that continues on the forthcoming months. But like I said, on the ANAM numbers, well, we had the best month so far was April with 13 operations so far, and March with 7, which those 2 months pretty much. It's the whole operation for almost half a year of last year. So even though still slow, it's starting to pick up a little bit. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do there, which we are. I mean, we saw you there at the CAREM conference, trying to promote the dual customs, promote the FTC. I don't know if you have an update number on FTC. How many more people have we gotten into the program?
Yeah, yes, regarding the FTCs, when I came aboard on December 11th, there were 47 sites that were operated by 37 operators. The goal for this year, this fiscal year, is 52. And these last few months, we've had 3 new magnet sites, 1 new usage-driven site. We had one deactivation and 1 activation. We have already finished all the paperwork, and we are just awaiting the CVP's activation for one magnet site and 2 usage-driven sites. We have 3 more usage-driven sites currently in progress, and one deactivation and 1 activation. So that just doesn't count. There were 5 approved modifications, 4 of them expansions, and just 1 decrease. We have right now 8 potential operators that are interested on receiving, well, we already sent them, and Carlos is one of those 8 integrales. And we already sent them everything, and they're working on the paperwork. So at this time, right now, we have, we're gonna have around 51 of the 52. But we have like 4 or
We
5
just-
that are already on.
We'll make sure he signs up before he leaves, so we have the 52 and we complete the goal.
Yeah. And after the Congreso de CAREM in Mexico, I managed to get 30 interested parties and custom brokers that are interested in receiving information. And 8 of them also information on the FIS. Specifically, I tried to talk with agentes aduanales from aeropuertos de Ciudad de México, de Guadalajara, and basically those are the ones that are talking. So they're not aware of what we can do at the FIS, so that is an enormous area of opportunity. And hopefully we'll be able to surpass the goal. And next year's goal is 61. So if each and one of these that already are in progress, we're probably gonna be like 4 or 5 by the end of this year, 4 or 5 below the goal for next year.
Is there any discussion on increasing the merchandise? They only have 5 types of merchandise. Is there any discussion on increasing that or not? Because I know it'd be more beneficial if we did personal goods, like people that go shopping and stuff instead of just the essentials. And I know that's a challenge, number 1. And we're all single digits except for 1 month, man. So, we've had this for how many, 5 years? How many years has it been in effect?
Yeah.
And with that being said, we don't want to lose it. We're the only one in the nation. We should be able to promote it a little bit better. That's my humble thing.
Yeah, and I agree. And actually, when I talked with people from ANAM, they were all worried that because of the election, and they said, we're not going to try to do anything until the new president comes in, and then we might be able to talk about going into Aeropuerto Internacional de Ciudad de México and AIFA. So that would be, if one of those 2 we can get, that would be great. The other thing that I'm very focused on is on precisely providing information. It's mind-boggling that a lot of custom brokers do not know that they can do that. They have operations in those industries, and they didn't know that they could do it from here. They could
Yeah,
be
well,
pre-cleared.
it takes that, the importer in Mexico has to be authorized as well, otherwise they can't move forward on that, so it's just a select few, bottom line is select few. We gotta make sure we can try to expand it, because I think there's huge opportunities that we're missing out on, but at the same time, something that we have that nobody else has, that we should be able to sit to take advantage of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on that. So moving on to the fuel flow report, obviously as with the decrease in operations from cargo and from the FIS, obviously there's also a decrease in our fuel flow fee. So we have 7.5 million gallons sold so far, with a net increase, net revenue of 450,000. So obviously that's half a year. So just by doing the same for the next 6 months, we're looking around finishing the year with 900, 880, something to that effect. Hopefully we surpass the 900,000 in revenue. But like I said, between the years of 2022 and 2023 that were exceptionally good because of all the external factors. We just hope to be around the 900, 950 and pick that up from there. On the delinquent report, happy to report that we continue with nobody over 90 days on our delinquent report. On the marketing report, we just got a new marketing agency. They're from Monterrey. We're currently working on our plan so we can start developing some strategies. But basically, what they have been doing, or what they have helped us right now, is with a couple of campaigns that we had, which was the Los Angeles giveaway, which was a tremendous success. We had planned something a little crazy here, that you come here and we'll raffle 2 tickets and just go on the plane and go. But we got a tremendous response from the people. It was around, what was the number? I can't remember.
1,500, 1,600?
Yeah, like 1,600 people sign up. So, yeah, ready to go. So,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Did anybody have an estimate before they did this? Was there anybody estimating?
No,
Like that number?
no,
I
I,
didn't get close to that.
I
No,
thought.
I didn't have a clue.
I thought there were like 300 crazy people out there that will
Maybe,
come out.
maybe.
Yeah, because I know I won't be able to
My daughter told me
do
about
it.
this, and Hijita, what do you think the chances are that? I bet you there's not that many people putting in. And then she told me the numbers, and oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah, so because of that, everything was going to happen here, and it would come with the luggage and everything.
You're supposed to
It
show
would
up
be
with
cool.
luggage, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God.
after the initial numbers, we were like at 900 or something like that on the first couple of weeks. I said, well, we just have it one day before, because we cannot have. I mean, not that 1,600 people would show up, but if
Should have raised the parking fees.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Just for that day at least.
Bring in some money.
so
The
yeah.
flight is free, but the parking don't.
I
We gotta
know.
pay for lunch somehow.
So yeah, we had it a day before. We sent 4 people over there, thanks to our sponsors, Killam and Achar Media. They pay for everything, so it was a very successful event. I mean, we created a lot of noise out there for the airport webpage, a lot of traffic, and then pues, obviously, as you can see, some other campaigns, mini campaigns that we have been doing for the Olympia and the 4th of July, but we're working on developing an actual plan for other events or whatever we have in mind to target more people. But,
So, Gilberto, you are not working with Madison?
no,
So
we
you
beat
are
it.
with a new
We beat it out, and ADS from Monterrey won.
ADS? is called?
Yes,
Okay.
and I mean I guess we got lucky because they're a Mexican company that works different, because the actual contract was not finalized after, I don't know, 2-3 months after the bid got awarded. So the whole Los Angeles campaign and all that was worked without a contract, and pretty much out of the kindness of their heart, because I mean, we were with the contract back and forth on legal things and stuff like that, which if it had been a U.S. company, we'll probably would say, well, I have no contract, you do it on your own,
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Well, I mean, call it what it is. Okay. On the status of the construction, I'll hand it over to Mr. Labrada.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and everybody. The terminal rehabilitation project that you can see, everybody knows, has seen all the people on top of the roof. We're finally working on replacing the roof after 25 years. So finally, we're gonna get a new roof. It took a little bit longer to start because of the availability of the materials, and there's still getting back to the COVID thing and all the construction around the United States, and also FAA funding a lot of terminals and a lot of programs. So there's a lot of construction going on airport terminals and airport. So, but finally they're working on it, and you're gonna see that they're gonna start on the half north side, and then when finish there, we're gonna move the parking lot. We're gonna close the south side, so it's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna you're gonna see the fence, and you're gonna see everybody here, and then they're gonna be on the south side. Hopefully, we don't get any rain. September is supposed to be the rainy season here in Laredo, but we'll see. We'll work it out. So somewhere, somehow. Also, you're gonna see that you don't see it, but probably there's a construction trailer that also the Lane Decker is working on trying to get the new generator. The new generator is gonna be capable, if we have a power outage, we're gonna be completely 100% working. All the airlines, the checkpoint and everything. And the third project that we have is gonna be the escalator. That one, we're gonna have a lot of headaches. Probably you're gonna complain. A lot of people are gonna complain. We're gonna get a lot of phone calls because we're going to replace those 2 escalators, and we're gonna have the stairs, and we're gonna have the elevator. Like in any construction project, we have hiccups, you know that. Some people don't might like it, but that's a standard in construction. This morning they were trying to remove the doors and the glass panels here. So we're trying to see if we're gonna be able to get the new escalators through that door and install it there. So it's gonna be fun when you see all the scaffolding and all the construction around this area and people going up. But that's the way it is. We're also working on finalizing because we didn't have enough funds to do the construction of the expansion. We were supposed to do a terminal expansion. We are remodeling the terminal. We're increasing the size of the checkpoint. Once we finalize we're increasing the checkpoint, relocating the offices for TSA, we're gonna have new restrooms. Here, the first floors, we're also gonna have an inline baggage system. We're gonna have remodeling all the airline offices and also the area of the existing where the restaurant used to be. Once we finalize that, we're gonna make a little presentation to you guys so you can see what we're talking about. We also have some renderings of the future checkpoint and all that. But once we finalize that, we'll show you what is the rehabilitation of the terminal consists of. So that way you will be aware of that. So that's basically on the rehab side. On the next project that we have in the construction is the taxiways J1 and J2. That one is proceeding according to the schedule and according to the same problems that you have with contractors. So nothing new there. We have some issues on hiccup, but nothing out of the extraordinary, but we continue working on that. That project right now, it's I would say about 12% complete, but we'll continue working on that. That's my report, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if anybody has any questions?
I do. Is there an issue with the luggage band?
Yes.
It's been quite long, right?
Right, that's the system here. We are also replacing the controller. That's a 25-year-old controller. So we're putting a new controller to begin with. Also, we're trying to see if we can replace the baggage system. But in the meantime, we're working on that. And right now we have some issues with the doors. So, but those are
the main issue is the door. We took us around a month and a half to find somebody that could deliver the door. Now that we find them, they gave us a month, an estimated delivery time. We're supposed to get the doors on the end of this month.
Yeah.
So hopefully by then they can just come and install and it'll be working again. Our guys are manually doing the work, and it's been working so far. We have people coming on the weekends too to help out on the most of the flights, but there are some flights like the late flights that we were not able to cover. Like right now, I mean, our guys are doing it manually, so the band is working, but the late flights, it's hard to get somebody to work 24/7 to work the band. So, but yeah, hopefully by the end of this month we get the new doors installed and ready to go.
Taking into consideration we're a transportation hub, And you guys said it took a month and a half. Was it a government process that you went through, or just
No, it was just
Availability to materials.
available.
Yeah,
materials?
and that's
Yeah.
2 contractors.
It's a combination of everything. It's a combination of the procurement of the city of Laredo purchasing of a local government and also the availability of the materials. It's not something like you guys pick up the phone, give me the door, here's my credit card.
We could make these
Yeah,
happen.
here's my credit card and
No,
install it tomorrow.
but this door it's a specialized door, fire certified, and there's several.
It's a fire rated,
things
it's a
that
fire
can-
rated door. because
Believe
of
me,
the-
I called my garage door guy and asked him if he could build that door. And that's a true story. I have it on WhatsApp.
But it doesn't work that way, okay?
I send a video and the measurement, and give me a damn door. It's been a while already, but
I'm
they
just thinking about, I know there's cost involved in that too. man.
Yeah.
It is a fire rated wall because of the building has to be like that, so it's not a simple
Yeah.
overhead door. Like he's saying about a garage door, no, it's not that simple.
Yeah, it's
But again, I want to stress, every meeting is long enough. We're gonna have some hiccups, we're gonna have some problems, people are gonna be complaining, you might get all that, but that's normal. That's normal construction, and especially in remodeling. Remodeling is a lot of things that once you start demolishing a wall, oh, we found this thing, or we don't find this thing, so it's gonna be like that, but we'll get it done.
How about the parking lot? How long is that gonna take?
The parking lot is gonna be probably next 6-8 months when they move. This one is gonna be like a couple of months, or 4 months, 2-3 months, and then we're gonna move on the other side. But we need to move the fence, and then we have to wait for all the vehicles, little by little, to leave, and until that, we need to start moving the material. So it's a process that we have to do for safety. That's also, everything is for safety reason. So we don't want anybody on that area to be there. Like you notice, we also have a protection on the statue, like to Virginia. So they're protecting the statues and all that. So, and if people trying to walk around. So we're also talking about creating like a tunnel for the people to go there, because we don't want anything from the roof to fall and hit somebody. So it's OSHA #1, you know that. So we have to be safety and provide all that.
and I think next year we have to open something,
Time capsule.
the time capsule there, so that's gonna be interesting.
Oh, a new project that you probably are seeing is, there's a water line. It's a 24-inch water line. I know you see all that dirt mounds and the blue pipes and all that. The city of Laredo is installing that pipe because of the expansion of the Loop 20. So also, they're gonna cut the entrance of the airport. So you're gonna see that they're gonna go, it's an open trench, they couldn't bore. So they're gonna cut the entrance, and we're gonna have some little disturbances there, and you're gonna see, but they're gonna fix it. So the contractor will put it back the way it is, but, so also you're gonna see that, when you come in, there's gonna be putting a water pipe and a 24-inch water pipe through that. So it's gonna be construction all over the place.
I know that there's also been a lot of accidents out here on the front. Is that
Yes.
anything to do with the airport, is that TxDOT in the city?
No,
Yes.
it has nothing to do with the airport
Pete,
itself.
Text dot.
We, all the employees at the airport, everybody work here, we learned that once it turns green, you have to wait like 5 seconds. Because people will still go. People will still go. So it gets green and you go, you wait, and okay, everybody stop, and then you go, because we learned that. We have seen all that. People, that's the problem. The problem is that they're driving 70 miles an hour, and they see the red, but I'm not gonna stop, and that's when we get all those accidents. Basically, those accidents is because of that, because of that light.
Yeah.
Or it's too hard for them to stop.
Or it's
you know,
too hard
they're
for
already
them to
coming at
stop.
70 miles. It's most of the accidents.
But with the loop expansion, that should take care of it.
With the loop expansion, that's gonna take care of, because we're gonna have the
Overpass there.
overpass.
But it's not gonna get any better while they're doing the construction, it's gonna get worse.
Motorcycle last week, and the city manager last year or something, so it's just the manager. Yeah, just.
But there was, I don't think they're happening right in front of the airport, it's usually been down a little bit. So, but,
And once the daughter start working there, you're not gonna be able to cross. To exit the airport, you're gonna need turn right, and they go around Saunders and turn around and go back north. The same thing, if you wanna come to the airport, you're gonna need to go the way to Jacaman, and turn around and come back here. That's perfectly normal in Dallas, Houston, Washington, Chicago. So I'm telling people, when you travel, you don't complain because you have to go around because of the construction. Same thing is gonna happen here, okay? So you're gonna exit to the right, you're gonna need to go all the overpass and get turned around. Same thing to get to the airport. It's gonna take you a little bit, 3 or 4 more minutes to get to the airport, but that's part of the construction.
And that's TxDOT.
And that's TxDOT. There's nothing we can do there. Any questions? Any more questions? No? Thank you.
All right, and the general staff comment, I think we already commented everything, so moving on to the action items. So, huh? The first one is discussion with possible action on nominating and electing an airport advisory board chairman. That was your item.
Chairman and the vice chair.
And a vice chairman, yeah, we can tackle both at the same time, so.
Been at it for a while, man. You guys are more than welcome, or step up, or, sit there. It's all up to you guys, who you guys suggest, or, it's still, if you guys still want me there, so, good call. I'll let the board, the rest of the board decide. I know we have no vice chair right now. I know the last guy, Judd, was there, and then he's
Yeah.
out, so.
Josh Cortez has the experience with the. Just saying,
Risa nerviosa.
Well, I'm good with whom we have at the moment, and I'd be more than happy to continue with you being our nominee. Per se.
I agree with that.
I second that
We
too.
all-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep you.
Who seconded the motion?
We'll keep you.
Elio?
4 more years.
4 more years.
4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more years.
4 more years.
Okay, do we have a vice chairman?
Anybody
Chairman.
recommend vice chair?
Anybody wants to raise their hand?
A chairperson.
Yes, Chairman.
Some other committees, and everybody wants to be here. Heck, don't sit there. Nominate Heck.
Are you okay?
You good with me? Will you do it?
I'm
You good
good.
with it?
Need a second?
And I nominate
I
vice
second
chair.
that.
There you go, second, third, everybody else. Aye, aye,
Aye.
Aye. You're good, so.
We were fast.
Yeah.
That was very fast.
Okay, we do have 2 action items, so I'll let Victoria read them.
Okay. Consideration to authorize the city manager to enter into professional service agreement with RSNH Inc., San Antonio, Texas, in the amount not to exceed $1,698,428.54 for the purposes of preparing an airport master plan and pavement management program for the Laredo International Airport. Funding is available to Grant 107, which shall cover 90% of the cost. A local match of 10% is available through the Laredo International Airport Fund.
Thank you. Okay, well, we need to update our master plan. It's going on 10 years old, and obviously this is not an easy nor a cheap task. As you can see with the price tag there. But obviously that entails a lot of work and a lot of forecasting for the future of the airport, and this is gonna come through the one of FAA grants, which shall cover 90% of it. We're still in the process of receiving it. That should come shortly. We already talked to the FAA, and they are in agreement. This is a normal process that goes through every airport or every other major department from the city that does master planning. As you
You already
all
have
know.
the funding for I'm gonna round up 170,000, or?
Yeah, We do have the funding right now, but, I mean, obviously, we don't want to use our money. We want to use the federal money, which will come in the FAA Grant 107.
And how many years will the planning be for?
The one that we have is 2015. 2015, so it's going to
So
be
about every
up
10
to
years.
Every 10 years.
They forecast out for 20, and they do 5-year plan, 10-year plan, and 20-year plan.
And this one here will be for the 10-year or 5-year or what?
Well, it's,
No, it's going to be for the 15 and 20. They're going to predict all the forecast, what we're going to need in the next years, how we should grow the airport, where do we need to expand, where do we need taxiways, runways, and all that good stuff comes here with in the master plan. And also the pavement managing program, so that's a big issue here. Obviously, the runways and our taxiways, we need to take care of them and we need to maintain, and this will help us to better prepare to do that. I mean, right now we're good, but it's always good to have a plan so we can start doing the request of the FAA grants, because obviously most of it comes from FAA funding, because obviously that's not cheap over there to pave those runways. And, I mean, Mr. Laura likes to spend money, but he doesn't make any money. We're just here
Not a
struggling,
penny.
finding the money.
I'm good at spending money,
Yeah.
millions, but I don't make a penny.
We have a motion?
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
On the actual plan that we have, the master plan, do we have a 20-year plan on that one considered? I mean, it's from 2015.
2015.
And you mentioned that the plan
It's
includes a
at
5-year, 10, and 20.
It's
So
forecasting. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
they
forecasting.
How
Cascade.
accurate has it been as
Uh,
of today?
Well, this is another company doing it. The one obviously was before my time, and from what I've seen on that old one, is it available online? It's
Yes,
available online. It's available
It's on
online.
the airport website.
Yeah.
And we have been following,
Yeah.
especially on the taxiways construction.
taxiways.
Because of the safety issues, because of the runway incursions problem.
Yeah.
We've been following what's in that master plan, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And FAA likes to follow
And
what's
we
in
still have another 10 years
Yeah.
included in that one, but you're not comfortable with what you see
Wha-
there?
wha-
That's why we need another one, or just to
No,
understand?
what happened is, if you see our master plan is divided into the land side and the air side.
Okay.
Okay, so we have forecasts on the air side, we have forecasting on the air side about the runway incursion, the safety of the taxiways on the runway. So that's why we are constructing and building those taxiways. And that's part of the air side, and also it talks about the EMAS, for safety and things like that. Then on the land side, it talks about development, it talks about the airport, how to be developed, that, okay, you have this land you can expand a new apron, you can have a new hangar here, and things like that. That one is more subjective, because it depends on if people wants to come to the airport and do development. What we follow more to the master plan is the air side, because the air side, we do follow that. Like, again, it's divided land side and air side, so, but we do that.
And what are your expectations on this new master plan compared to the one we already have?
We already, Mr. Sanchez already working with some developers and some people that probably we're gonna incorporate
Yeah.
those new developments, and that's something that people will see on the new master plan. But we are following it. It's not to 100%, but again, a master plan is a live document, and we try to follow what's in that. On the air side, we follow more than on the land side. But on the land side, we've been following them as well.
Usually, how long does it take for them to finish a master plan? Is it a year,
It's
2 years?
more than a year.
More than a year.
Yeah. Because it's all the forecasting and all the revisions and talking to us, and also they need our input, saying, okay, what do you need for doing this? You wanna develop this area in the front?
There's
you wanna
community
develop-
input too, also they do community meetings. It's a lengthy process.
Because we'll have a committee of different people that will have input of what do you want to see, what do you think you can see. one of the things with the master plan, and this is my third one to be involved in. So a master plan 15 years ago, when it was created, you can imagine everything that's changed in that 15 years. So a lot of the things that were in the plan, they're not even relevant anymore.
Yeah.
The first 5 years of the plan, and then the 10 years, those are the most accurate. But once you get after like year 7, things start changing based on what changes in the world.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons why the master plan, even though it's planned out for 20, it's the FAA suggests that you redo your master plan every 10 to 15 years.
Perfect.
And so, a lot has changed in the last 15 years.
We agree.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point.
but there'll be a lot of public input. We have at least 2 public meetings. But again, Mr. Sanchez will work with RSNH to develop a committee of different people.
I will take volunteers if
Good.
you all want to sign up.
For the
You're more than
input.
welcome.
But they'll have, the public input meetings, there'll be a lot of information out there for the people to look at. They'll have should have big posters to show the development and what we're expecting. Because anything that we want to do on the airport, and we want the FAA to pay for it, it has to be on our airport layout plan, which is what is a big part of the master plan is. And the airport layout plan here has changed considerably over the last 5 years, much less than 10 years.
Of course.
And so that's going to be a big part of the master plan, is them
To consider
redoing
that.
our airport layout plan and making sure everything that we envision for the airport is actually on it.
Very well. Thank
So
you.
it's an amazing process to go through and to see what all comes out of it.
Good. Thank you.
Mr. LeBron, I know that we had some funding during the COVID for the expansion, but now you
Right.
said that we're kind of put
We're
that on
not gonna
hold.
expand?
No.
What happened, we got $18.5 million from the CARES grant. From that grant, we took $3.7 million, we did an amendment to that grant, and we pay RSNH to do the design, the preliminary design, the final design, and go up to bids on services. So we did that, so those $3.7 million are gone, so we did that. And the plan included the expansion. We were hoping that it's gonna be less than, our cost estimate was not supposed to be that high. When we opened the bid, we got 2 bids. One bid was not good and the other one was Land Decker Construction. The initial bid was $60 million. Because of the COVID and the availability of materials and the labor supply and all that, everything was it was extremely high, everything. So we were not thinking about 60 million. Then there was some confusion with the bid. At the end, it was 55 million. So we only have like $22 million. So we were short.
But we still have the money or not?
Well, yes,
Yes.
we still have it.
That's
Are we
why we're
just holding
doing
on
the
till the price
remodel.
get higher or what?
I'm sorry?
Are we waiting to wait the price to get higher because they're not gonna go?
No, what we're gonna do is no expansion. We're gonna remodel
Yeah.
inside.
It's you see the project is ongoing right now, the roof, the escalators and all that.
That's
It's
part of the
the
project.
$22 million.
Yeah, part of that $22 million is, like Mr. Sanchez said, the roof, the escalator, the generator, and the remodeling of the checkpoint, the TSA offices, the airline offices, and all that. That's gonna be part of the project.
How much of the 20 million is going to be spent on that? On the remodeling from the inside?
We're trying to spend all.
All?
We're working on it, yeah.
I was
We
hoping
don't-
you
we
said,
don't-
there's a little bit, just for a little extension,
No,
At least one more gate or
Little
something.
extent, no, what we're also trying to do is replace the passenger loading bridges. Those bridges are like 20 years old, so that's also something that we're working on it, to get new passenger loading, boarding bridges. That's one thing that, believe me, when we get a grant, we don't want to return money to FAA. We're trying to spend as much as we can, so sometimes we get a grant for $10 million and we return $40,000-$50,000, so which is normal. But we don't want to return millions, and that's what we're working on it. So we'll see. But we're trying to maximize the grants into putting out the rehabilitation into this terminal.
Thank you. All right,
But if
motion.
you have any money, that we'll be glad to take it.
We have the gap here as well.
Yes, yes,
We can do a steak sale or something.
yeah, Mr. Labrada is good at spending money.
Now you can see the improvements.
Yes.
Anybody, any motions, any more questions? Make the motion.
Yeah.
Second? Hector's not here, but he already said that he would go for it, so, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All against?
You just need to say aye.
Aye.
There you go.
All right, motion passes.
Thank you. Item number 2, Victoria.
Authorizing the city manager to execute an air service agreement with Aerotransportes Rafile, sorry, S.A. de CV, San Luis Potosí, Mexico, also known as Aerus, to conduct commercial air transportation services. The term of the agreement is for 8 months, commencing upon the date of the last signed authority, which would be the effective date, and ending on June 14th, 2025, with the city's sole option to extend for an additional year, ending on June 14, 2026. As an inducement to cause Aerus to enter into this agreement and maintain a schedule of at least 5 days scheduled Monterrey, Laredo, Monterrey. Flights, the city hereby guarantees to Aerus that each departure in each market in a calendar month will produce no less than a specified level of total departure revenue for each departure as set forth in Schedule A. I know Schedule A is not attached, but that's because the agreement is still being worked on, I'm sorry.
So we're gonna do the same thing as we did the last one, where we're gonna give subsidize some of their,
Yes,
you guys are working on the amount right now.
yeah, well, we have a total of 29,000 per month for 8 months for a total of 232,000. But obviously that's contingent of the number of passengers. And with the pro forma that I got and with the numbers that they gave me, obviously the 29,000 is if they have 0 passengers throughout the month, right? And that money is not coming from the airport, that's coming from another fund that cannot come from the airport. That's the city provided fund. So with the numbers that I'm working on and with the numbers I have currently, I mean, depending on some tweaks here and there, on my numbers, I calculate that if they have around, it's a small aircraft of 9 passengers, if they fly with between 4 and 5 on average, we'll break even and we don't have to pay anything of those 29,000 per month. It's still obviously way less than what we pay with Aeromar, which we end up paying around $1.6 million to them. But obviously it is a standard practice in aviation. Once we start a new route, it's hard for the companies to build up and break even at least, or not even break even, not lose a lot of money when they start up. And they even say that they don't want our money. They want to be self-sustainable, which obviously we like that. And I mean, we're working with them on that issue, and so hopefully we can close the deal soon and put it in for council. But I mean, the agreement is not going to change much from those 29,000 per month for 8 months. And I mean, they already announced Bronzeville and they announced Corpus Christi. So hopefully they can announce Laredo soon.
These will be direct flights to Monterrey.
Direct flights to Monterrey, Monday through Friday, coming from Monterrey, driving here and leaving to Monterrey back. So yeah, Monday through Friday, 1 flight. So this is obviously targeted to business people, but they also said that they're working on getting some agreements with some other airlines that you will be able to connect once you fly to Monterrey and be able to connect there to the airport. Right now, you can connect. I mean, you basically will have to you grab your luggage, they get out of the terminal and go back to Aeromexico, Viva, whatever you're flying if you're trying to connect there. But they're working on getting those agreements with other airlines. I think it's good to offer something like this to the citizens. Not sure what to tell you about the demand right now. I mean, people always tell me that yes, but we saw that with Mexico City too. That everyone was asking about a Mexico City route and flight, and then we had it. No one didn't use it. Then we took it off, and then they start asking again, where is the Mexican flight again? Okay, well, I mean, but I believe this is a good opportunity, especially now. Right now, there's been a lot of issues with the highway to Monterrey lately.
A lot of issues, yeah.
So,
Well, if this were to happen, when would you anticipate the first plane leaving Laredo?
well, they wanted to start in September. I said, well, I don't think I'll be ready in September. These guys are ready to go, so I'm putting myself a deadline to start early October.
And what's more or less the price per ticket?
They're talking around 500, 600 round trip, but you have to take into account that flying international, right there, it's $180 worth of tax. Just tax that they have to pay. So from there you put in all the operation and everything.
But you will be in Monterrey in what, 55 minutes?
Yeah, so 45 minutes.
45 minutes you will be in Monterrey.
I flew to Cabo for like $589 from here.
Yeah. That's a big issue.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of problems on the highway right now?
Yes, a lot. They're remodeling the highway and it's a
Yeah.
chaos.
See?
Could take you 3-4 hours
Construction?
just to go.
Complaints?
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, see?
Besides, the security is always an issue.
A lot of
Driving to
accidents.
Monterrey.
A lot of accidents, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of accidents.
It takes you sometimes like 5-6 hours to get to Monterrey.
And I think that, besides business, I know there are a lot of people that maybe need a for medical reasons. They have very good hospitals and, that could be another segment that could be interested on.
Yeah, I've been told by friends that sometimes it takes me like 5 to 6 hours to get to Monterrey
Yeah.
because of the accidents or the close the highway. Yeah.
So, motion, anybody?
¿Cómo se llama para San Antonio? San Antonio, Monterrey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Make your motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. This is just a recommendation, goes to council.
Yes.
Council has to approve of anything.
Yeah. Hope that they better the price, 500.
Yeah, I was hoping for
Yeah.
a lower price, but that's
Yeah, like a
consider that.
$3.99 or something. Let's start with the
Yeah.
giveaway.
A weekly drawing?
Well, just so you know, for me to go back home to East Texas to fly, it's gonna be about $500 or $600. So,
Oh, yeah. I can go to Guadalajara for $600.
Dallas and then from there to.
And then
Houston stays for
Laredo,
$250.
Dallas, Guadalajara, $600.
Yeah.
And what they did is also they did a study, well, not a study, but they were comparing the prices that it would take you to fly from here, but obviously you have to fly to Dallas,
Yeah.
Dallas, Monterrey, or
San Antonio.
Laredo, Houston, Monterrey, and those prices are like $680, $700. So they say we're still cheap.
San Antonio, Monterrey.
Okay.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
May I suggest something, and talking about what you mentioned about the doctors over there? Maybe an idea would be to approach hospitals in Monterrey so they can maybe put some money into advertising and in this region, and that would probably bring more passengers.
Absolutely.
Idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
it's
idea.
a very big market,
Yeah.
the medical.
And they should pay it, so they're gonna benefit, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll take it to council, and I already spoke to council about the revenue guarantee at 29,000, and they were okay with it. So it's just a matter of finalizing the contract and make sure how do we utilize those 29,000 to the best interest of the city, and not just giving a blank check at the end of the month. Well, I mean, we didn't get any ridership. Okay, here's your check. No, that's not what we want. We want if tickets are not selling, we'll use those 29,000 to subsidize part of the ticket or something at the beginning. So
That's what he did last time, you had pre-vouchers we could sell.
Yeah.
Especially to the trade industry, because I know a lot of us are
Yeah.
taking consideration of the highway situation. I think
Yeah, so
we can
that-
kind of promote it right now.
So that's where we're at right now at the contract, so we'll get that. I mean, they're very receptive of all the ideas, so we'll get there. All right.
Any requests from the members, anybody want to have any additional requests, any reports, anything?
I would like to request the financials for the next meeting, you know, just to see
Okay.
how we're doing. P&Ls and balance sheet, just to have an idea.
Nada, me lo vengo porque tiene palco.
Dile que se nos puede acompañar.
Financials? All right, that being
Ese está
said,
marketplace, como acá.
motion adjourn, anybody have a motion adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
All right.
Second, adjourn.
We should have to.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
There's food.